Big up to you. Hey, Therapy Army. Big up to Tom as well. Congratulations, Tom. Man, United Real Therapy. We've reached 7,000 when we were live last night. So big up to the community. Tom is every part of the community, is every one of us and everybody. This is for the community, people. So big up, Viking Red. Yes, my brother Nuruddin. Fight for continues. Don't get the second match due to ill health caused by all the Glazer rats. Much love, bro. You see, that's what I'm saying here. People, this what's happening with the Glazers. Plays on United fans' health, mate. Because United means so much for so many people. As a young lad, let me just say, keep fighting. What is it? Fighting. Keep up the fight, lads. I used to love going to United when the club was free of debt. I realised that greed and the previous board bought us these rats. Glazers full sale must go, bro. Yeah, 100%. Big up. Thank you so much. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, man. The road to 10K, people. The road to 10K started. 7K, we reached that last night. Then Viking carries on. I also think the Glazers, if the Glazers were human beings, they would have sold the club 2 months ago. These leeches love ruining us, running us down. If Jim Ratcliffe, what does he say? If Jim Ferret doesn't keep those leeches, he said, yeah, it's what it is. Listen, so much to get into, man. Big up to everybody. Big up to Viking. Big up to Ian Fontaine, who's a bot online. He says, dirty protests are important. And then he says, oh, why do Sunji Park song was so good? He was crap. Oh, he was a brilliant player, mate. Sunji Park, oh my God. One of the most underrated footballers. One of the most underrated. Big up Jarvis as well. Big up
Jarvis, man. Always here, man. Big up, man.
Yeah. Big up to Jarvis, man. Love and light, people. Yeah.
Big up to you, by the way, as well, Nuruddin. 7K,
yeah, 7K.
Well
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up. We reached that last night, man. We're on the road to 10K, man. On the road to 10K, man. You know how we keep it 100. Man. Listen, we keep it 100 on this channel. The biggest thing for me is simple. It's raw, it's loud, and it is real. Like, and if you want, it's not for the faint-hearted. We understand that. I understand that. Me and Tom will get into it, shouting match, no problem. It's mainly me shouting. But Tom, how you feeling, Tom? Sunny day in Sheffield, or is it pissing it down like nobody's business?
Listen. You already know this, man. You're just trying to tease. What you saying? What we saying?
How you doing, Tom? You good? You had a good bank holiday weekend?
Yeah. Listen, of course, good bank holiday weekend and everything. But at the end of the day, like, things are just chaotic, aren't they? We know this and everything. And look. The thing that just gets me just completely out of the mood is the misleading, the misrepresenting, and it just does your head in. And you think you've got a global fan base, like you've got most of these people have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and most of them will believe what gets said, unless you actually use your brain and like think around it. But when you add things like two things don't always make one thing that's right in many cases. And the only thing is, when everything that you've heard, and if you wanted to use Matt Keegan in this case, when everything you have heard has been from a Qatari side, and then you blow up with the biggest news ever about Sir Jim Ratcliffe out of absolutely nowhere, like, what have you suddenly like got in the other camp or something at the last minute? Like, it doesn't make sense, but we know the British media anyway. Nuruddin will tell you that. Like, he's preached about it for however many years now, how the British media and everything portrays things. But yeah, at the end of the day, me personally, family's good, friends good, and everybody. And yeah, like we say, on the road to 10K, and big up to everybody who subscribed and everything as always, and all the regulars in the chat and everybody. So yeah, big up everyone.
Big up, man.
Big up, Tom. Big up, Tom. Saeed, talk to me. Saw you yesterday. Man. Saw you yesterday, giddy, bit giddy about the result. To be fair, we were all giddy.
Yeah, after that I was even like, people were nervous and that in the stadium, but I was more asked about the guy who was behind me. That's the only thing that was pissed me off yesterday. Like, I don't know what it is. This guy behind me, yeah. So when there's a chance happens, you normally stand up in it. You don't just sit down when there's a chance.
Yeah.
This guy behind me is telling me sit down. I said, listen. You're at a football stadium. This is the first time we've been. This was an older gentleman as well. So I was shocked. But I lost my head. And obviously, we missed so many chances. But because I'm like, oh, go on. And you're in the stadium. This guy's telling me sit down. I'm like, bro, it's a game, man. Get up. If you're at home, you're at home. But if you're at a stadium, come on, man. Like,
you got to stand up, mate.
Just
Do you know what they said to you, Saeed? Do you know what would have been funny, right?
Saeed, did you check? You know what? Did you check? It wasn't Neil Ashton putting on a bit of a tash and with makeup. Are you sure it wasn't Neil Ashton?
I'd have laughed if the old bloke would have said, Saeed, we'll go and sit in the Stretford end if you want to go and stand up then.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe it's Andy seen it yesterday. I just said to myself, like, just let me be a fan. Like, I'm just get involved in the stadium. I'm trying to get in the game. And this guy's telling me to sit down. But it's gonna be like that next season when the corporates are there. When the corporates
what did Leslie say? What did she say?
No, she's on a cruise ship. She's got another cruise ship, so she went
there.
Hey,
she's on the cruise. She's on the cruise, mate. She's having it. You know what? She's watching that game on the cruise with a mojito on too. Come on, United! Come on.
You know, she texted me the other day about a couple of days ago. Did I tell you? After the what game was it? When she texted me, after the game. Yeah,
Spurs.
What game was it? Thursday, 20th of April. What game was that when we got beat?
It was the game before Brighton, wasn't it? Sevilla, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sevilla.
Yeah.
She said she was embarrassed, man. So she texted me. Normally she don't. After the game, we'll have a chat at Old Trafford, but she weren't happy, man. So you know what I mean. I didn't really, not really seen her since then. So yeah, man. Fair play to her, man.
You know what, Saeed? Big up Stephanie Griffin. Stephanie's telling you should have said to him, "Stand up if you love Man United. Stand up."
He didn't get up as well for that bit as well. I look back and he didn't get up. So maybe God. It's another. It's just a day tripper, isn't it? And that's the problem, man. Too many day trippers at Old Trafford, man. If you come on, is it hard to get up for if you hate the Glazers? It's literally not even what is it like 10 seconds, if that. You get up, you clap, and then you get back down. Come on, man.
Yeah. Listen, we're gonna kick off. We're gonna kick off with this show tonight. Big up. The protests are important, so I put why protesting is important. So I'm gonna look at it in pressure is always good. We got loads of media attention yesterday, so the pressure is on them. And that will make Jim Ratcliffe realize that full sail only. That was the message of the protest, and that got through loud and clear. Now, if Ratcliffe does what he wants with that information, so be it. The biggest other thing is that for me is about saying it not in my name. You know what I mean? When history looks back in that time to say, what did I do about it? Did I go and protest? Was I out there? Did I give my heart and soul to Manchester United? Yes, you did. And at the end of the day, it's just the way that's been. We're not stopping. We've been protesting for 18 years, regardless what Talk Shite tells you, Talk Sport, Talk Shite, and that muppet, Simon Jordan, tells you the fail, who's the little boy who got bullied out of Crystal Palace, right? And they only use him to clickbait people now, right? Regardless, whatever they tell you, Manchester United, Webby, we just did a Straight Jacket podcast. I think it's 229. 228. Yeah, 228. And Webby was on there. And Webby remembers that day. Webby was working. You know what I mean? When I was getting bands at the back of my back and legs, you know what I mean? One of them caught me on the back of the head. Luckily, it wasn't a full swing. When I was getting that, it was a full-on riot outside. So, yes, I think if things get bad in the next 5 to 6 years, even if Jim, whatever you want to call it, we already know that Tom has updated us. I saw some updates last night, which are similar to what not in more detail, but what Tom's update. We'll let Tom talk about his update in a minute. But protests are important because it was a camaraderie thing. It's just a way to let off. When I came into the stadium, I was tired because 3 miles of chanting non-stop, like all the way from Deansgate to the stadium. Of course, you're going to be a bit fatigued. So actually, I lost my voice. I was gassed out. And I just sat there and I was like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. And then I was pleasantly surprised that the boys put in a performance that warranted the protest.
Yes, they did. You know what? I think the feeling would have been everything a bit mellow, but you know what, man? It was a fast start. Like I said to you, the fans built up the atmosphere. They would have seen that. They would have heard about this. They're not just randomers. You know what I mean? They know what's going on. The security would have found out. You know, the security were kind of looking at me and Nuruddin to say, yo, you're right there. Everyone was extra nice yesterday. I don't know if you've seen that. But everyone knows who Nuruddin is, by the way. So everyone knows who I am. So everyone was extra nice. The feeling outside the stadium, it was a bit drizzly, the weather, but everything was all right. And obviously went to the stadium, fast start. You know, Aston Villa barely had a sniff. Like, I literally barely had any momentum in the whole game. So I just thought it was a very, 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 very good protest. I know there's going to be people out there You know, I had Big Steve messaging me saying, "Oh, look at your protest and that, and look how small it is." But I said, "Listen, that's the start of the protest. That's when you start the protest, not when it's gathering and everyone's getting involved." So he's trying to wind me up then. But all in all, it was a very, very good protest. And you know what? It's just kind of like it's the message is clear, innit? We want a full sale. And you know what? The message was there in Old Trafford as well. Full sale. I heard the chants, especially the East Stand as well. Want a full sale. So yeah, man, it's all good, man. It's all good.
You know what? The chant was clear, mate. Sell United, F of home. Sell United and F of home. That's what the chant was. Tom, talk to me. Big up to you, by the way. Love and light for the updates, always. Talk to us
big up.
about, you're a journalist, so you know how these journals work, how spin, clickbaitery. We've talked about it on the Straight Jab podcast. We've talked about it on here. Nobody really knows the actual figures. Nobody really knows who's favored who. People are just guesswork. It's all PR stuff, but talk to us. Fill us in more about the update, Tom.
Well, the update, and if you like the assessment, is that when both of the parties entered the process in the beginning, at the start of it, there was only one name, and that was Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That was it. There wasn't Sheikh Yassim. There wasn't, as Nuruddin calls him, Thomas Silias. That there wasn't any of these sort of other people floating around in the background. Elliott Management, it was Sir Jim and Ineos. That's the only people that were ever have, if you like, held an interest in Manchester United, but haven't gone through a process to try and acquire it until this process was set up. Before the process, and when they first initially joined, Ineos and Sir Jim stated in their personal statement that they wanted to acquire the 69% shares and the controlling stake of the Glazer family shares in Manchester United. From there, when they first entered the process, they did not expect major interest. They did not expect somebody coming from the Middle East. They was anticipating there was going to be an American consortium group led by someone in the similar of how Todd Bowley did with Chelsea. Just like someone like I mentioned numerous times, someone like a Stephen Pagliuca, who's a major sports investor, wants to invest in he wants to invest in the Premier League. He's made that very clear. Somebody of that profile who Sir Jim thought he would have had to go up against. He didn't expect to go up against somebody from the Middle East who has a bank behind him, who's a Qatari national, those sort of, hyperboles that are labelled around him. So from there, Sir Jim and Ineos have looked at it and thought, okay, we have a competitor at the table who has financial muscles to beat us. And the way that it's been prescribed with Sir Jim is he went into the process initially valuing Manchester United. This was before they held the talks that were at Old Trafford. This was when all you had to use was the New York Stock Exchange to evaluate what Manchester United was worth. At that point, before those meetings took place, Sir Jim and Ineos valued Manchester United more than the Qataris did. That was just from what they saw. When they actually went to the meetings, what was described to a lot of people with insiders from inside the meetings was that there was a determination to sell, not to take a minority investment, not to cut a deal with somebody like Sir Jim wants now. It was to sell. And Sir Jim, when he has heard this, and where he's got that feeling of they want to sell, when he's had a look at all of the financials along with his Ineos delegation, they have come to the conclusion that they have massively undervalued what Manchester United was worth and could be worth in the future. And that is how the Glazer family are demanding the money that they are. The Glazer family, before, I stated that we don't know if they are bluffing with the price tag that they want or if they actually have the financials to back it up. From what a lot of people have said, they have the financials to back it up for what they are demanding. And it's not for the here and now, it's for the future growth of Manchester United and the brands and the exposure that Manchester United hasn't reached. For example, not the levels that it has in Africa or in Asia, where other regions, like Man United have a worldwide fan base in America. They want to broaden that worldwide, not just to the east, not just to the west. They want to move it to the east as well. You look at, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos undervalued what it was worth. From then looking at the financials, you've got to this point now, and everybody had an absolute nightmare the other night when you had, the main culprit anyway was Mike Keegan, who came out and stating, Sir Jim Ratcliffe is the front runner. He has valued Manchester United more than the Qataris. and all the minority groups. He's got a better offer that's on the table. Let me just point this out to people. Sir Jim Ratcliffe came into this process wanting 69%. He made the mistake of underestimating the true value of what Manchester United was worth before he actually saw what it was worth. He's then miscalculated because he doesn't have the finances that he needs to buy the 69% at the price the Glazer family want, because he thought they was bluffing where they could back up that they demanded £6 billion. And he's realised that they haven't bluffed and they actually have the proof to back it up. And suddenly you have a major wealth in the Qataris who are next door to you, who have the money to pay whatever if they wanted to get it. And from there, Sir Jim and all the other parties, and Sir Jim especially himself personally, has looked at it and thought, I cannot win financially, so I have to change my strategy. And the way he wants to change his strategy is smart, but it's very complicated. And I'll get into reason why. He now wants to buy 50% of the Glazer family's 69% shares, leaving it with 19%, but you can get 1% from the current stock exchange shareholders, which the Glazer family, Joel and Avram, can buy out, which then gives them 20%, so it makes it more rounded for them to get a better number if they were to sell their shares in the future. From there, Sir Jim wants to take control. The problem in what he's doing, and I've said this to Saeed when I've done updates on his show as well, the Glazer family inserted a clause when they first acquired, well, it was Malcolm Glazer, inserted a clause when he first acquired the club, and then the club was floated on the New York Stock Exchange, where the Class B shares that Manchester United own, which are the most powerful and influential shares, which hold all the most of the voting rights, can only be owned at this point in time by any member of the Glazer family. That is it. So, if Sir Jim wants to go down that road, he wants control, he says. So, he is going to have to negotiate the Glazer family to change that clause and to make it that anybody can own the Class B shares, not just the Glazer family. And Joel and Avram would then have to accept Class A shares, where they have no rights, but they have 20% of the football club. So, essentially, they have a silent partner in the background that don't want to put any money in, but just have their stake left there.
Yeah.
And that, in the essence, is where we are now. So at the end of the day, the misrepresentation has been that Sir Jim has the better deal on the table.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, Matt Keegan is right in terms of his saying that they have valued it more. They valued it more before they knew what it was worth. And then when they've actually looked at the table and they've seen the financials, they've actually undervalued it. So in many cases, the Sir Jim and Ineos camp aren't as smart as they think they have been in this process, where the same thing goes for the Qataris. You can value something, and the figures that I've put the feelers out for, and I've heard back from is, Sir Jim has valued Manchester United at the max £5.4 billion. The Qataris, when they've done their due diligence and they've looked at the finances, they have valued it maximum at £5.2 billion. But both of these parties throughout have insisted they are willing to overpay. So if they're their estimations, they must be willing to either go to that or go more than that to acquire it. Therefore,
at the end of the day,
doesn't mean anything. It's
exactly
what is in the bid. That's
no.
satisfactory.
But one thing we understand though, Jim Ratcliffe in his own does not want to buy 100% stake of Manchester United.
No, he doesn't have the money, Nuruddin.
He doesn't have the money.
He doesn't have the money now to get the 69% that he originally thought that he did have, because he had enough when he valued it. He had enough to buy what he thought it was worth at that time. Now, when he realizes that it's worth more, he doesn't have that money. The only money he has available, or that he can get from banks, can give him the loans to get 50%. And even when he gets 50%, he still does not have control of the club.
And
he has to negotiate with the Glazer family.
And that's where all of these PR
Look at all this mess that we're kind of talking about here, man. You know what I mean? One wants 100% control, one wants 50%. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, and that's the situation we're in.
He can't afford it.
100%.
No, that's the problem. And in the market where, like, we know with the financial market at this moment in time, like the cost of borrowing and the cost of loans nowadays, the interest payments are going through the roof. And the problem with Sir Jim is he might get a loan to buy the club, but then you don't want to get into the phase of you get a loan for a loan for a loan, because suddenly when he buys the club for the 50%, and if he manages to negotiate with the Glazers and gets control. Right, well, you've got the club, but you've got all these loans. But, Sir Jim, where is your money to then redevelop a stadium? Where is your money for the transfers? Like, this is the problem. We don't know that about Sir Jim. And this is where he's been, and he's kept this, if you like, the secret deal that people have called it anyway, under the radar so quietly until he has to propose it because he needs to see what the fan base is. But upon what's actually happened where there's been the major blow-up, as far as I'm aware anyway, Sir Jim Ratcliffe personally, he knows the backlash that he has received from these supporters and from the supporters groups. He knows it. But in shorter terms, he isn't bothered about the backlash because he is more focused on the fact of he sees this as his boyhood club.
Nah.
He's a local lad and he sees this. Listen. And the reason, Nuruddin, is because he is protected because if he doesn't get the club, well, he can just leave off in the sunset as, oh, well, I'm a Man United fan. I might pop up there every so often for a game or something here and there. But the Qataris, in this case, they can come back to Man United whenever they want. So, Jim, mate, you're 70 years old. Like, you haven't got that sort of timescale left in your life. And are you really going to want to spend billions of pounds on something that you might not live to see what you can build with it or you can do with it?
Familiar story, though, isn't it? Familiar story.
Malcolm, wasn't it? Malcolm, you had it with Malcolm Glazer, you'll have it with Radcliffe. And put it this way, Ratcliffe is the one from Ineos who is driving this takeover. So if he's out of the picture, Manchester United's ownership falls to who? The Ineos stakeholders. And do you really think any of those are passionate Manchester United fans as Sir Jim claims to be? I don't think so, mate. As far as I'm aware, a couple of them are PSG supporters. So.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. It is what it is. Big up, Craig Webby. Thanks for the super chat, bro. It's a great show as ever, lads. Glazers out. This is him. This is him, basically.
Big up Mary as well yesterday. Mary.
Oh, yeah. Big up Mary.
As well. Big up Mary as well. That was at the stadium.
Yeah. Big up to everybody, man. Big up to everybody that who turned up in the protest. It was a beautiful thing to see, actually. Young, old.
And big up Andy Tate as well, man.
Yeah, big up Andy Tate. Andy Tate, yeah.
There's a lot of people going at Andy Tate online, but listen, man.
Andy Tate, saying what?
They're saying, oh, he didn't, he's an Oldham fan, this and all that. And, they're trying to take the mick in it. Elitism, innit? Fan elitism and all that, man. He was in the heart of the protest. He was there where everyone else was there. But this is what I'm saying, man. This is why we need to stay united, man. Like, all of this tick for tack.
No, but you know what it is, Saeed? You know what? A lot of those people try to get clout by putting somebody down. That's the new thing.
I know,
bro.
exactly.
You put somebody down and try to get clout at the back of that. It is toxic, but man. It is what it is. No, I saw him. He was funny. He was so funny. As soon as I got there, he was there. And because I had my bike, I ain't letting go on my bike. I'm like, I'm on the side here, right next to the banner. So I'm like,
pick your bike up,
Nah, I'm not having it. Me and my bike come together like bread and butter, mate. My body's woven to that bike.
But anyway, charging through with his bike. I'm like, Nuruddin, where are you going with that bike? Oh, God.
I was like, I've just walked the bike. The bike walked me for 3 miles. I need to go and put the bike down. If you know, you know, mate. If you know, you know. In the rain, mate. Saeed said, everybody was soaked through, mate. And it's so funny. Saeed said the security, everybody was so nice. Even the policewoman went out of my way. She went, oh, really? Sorry. You wouldn't say, you can't ride a bike in the forecourt when it's that full. But yeah, big up to Mick Ruby, man. Big up to Mick Ruby, Man UFC Realist. Big up. I was on his channel just before I jumped on the straight jacket. So go and check his channel out.
All right, okay.
Man UFC Realist TV. Go and check it out. Brother lives in Sweden. Absolutely spot on. What we were talking about with what's going on with the Qataris. He's in conversations and spaces with guys who have a bit more insight into what's going on on the Qatar side of the deal. But it is what it is. Listen, 3 points yesterday, massive 3 points. And to me, that was the biggest thing. The good thing about it is that Manchester United, after that disappointing, cowardly display at Spurs, we needed to bounce back, and we bounced out big style because Villa were the form team. So yeah, and the biggest thing about the protest yesterday, the message is clear. If anybody was ever on time, was that just to say the last piece on this, full sale only. No United fan is accepting partial this, partial that, 20% here, 50%. No. Glazers gone forever. Tara into the sunset. Tara. That is what it is. To borrow a phrase from our Liverpoolian brothers and sisters. Tara. That's
You don't
what
want to
it
hear
is.
no stories, Jack and Norris stories.
Exactly.
We want you out.
Exactly. We want you out. But guys, I really want to get this into you because you know me, I'm quite like, I'm real in that sense. But in that sense that I am quite like, some people say pessimistic, but I'm quite reality based. It's when it's I don't go and celebrate and get it until it's secured. But now 3 wins to secure top 4, guys. I think that will give us 72 points. If Manchester United win all their 6 games, I think we go to 82 or 81 points.
That's very good.
Yeah. That'll be a tremendous season. So 3 more wins. We've got 3 games at home. I'll tell you the games that we've got at home in a minute. But it literally shows Manchester United have to win 3 more games. So we've got Brighton on Thursday, 8 o'clock. West Ham on Sunday, 7 o'clock. That's a weird time, isn't it? 7 o'clock.
You know why?
Game.
It's because of the it's bank holiday, and obviously you got the coronation of the king.
God.
You know what I mean?
God.
So
listen, I don't give a damn about all of that. I give a damn about United versus West Ham, mate.
It's like the Everton game. We played Everton, didn't we? 7 o'clock this season as well. Why United always get it like the short straw? These United fans that are going to go to London, they can't get back now because of the trains finish at 9 o'clock. So if you in the game 7 till 9, when are you getting the train down? Like
it's crazy. Listen, it's crazy. And then we got Wolves, which is a rare 3 o'clock kickoff.
Forgot about that. That's the next home game.
Yeah, 13th of May. And then we go away at Bournemouth on the 20th, Saturday, 3 o'clock. That's a rare.
That'll be tough, you know. That'll be tough.
Yeah. And then we've got Chelsea at home, 25th of May. That's a 8 o'clock kickoff on a Thursday. And then Thursday night, 8 o'clock side, Chelsea, 25th. That was rescheduled. Thursday night. And then to finish off, we've got 4:30 Fulham on the 28th of May. So they're the 6 games. And obviously with the 7th extra game that we've got, it's 3 o'clock that kickoff, Manchester United versus Man City at Wembley. That's the game to finish the season, I think. That's the season curtain for Manchester United in terms of Manchester United are concerned. So, guys, 3 wins, right? Saeed, you choose. Where are the 3 wins coming from to secure Manchester United?
Home games. I'm confident at home. At home, I am confident. I don't have any worries at home. It's as simple as that, man. You know what I mean? I don't have any worries at home.
So you're telling me starting with Wolves?
Wolves, 3 points.
Wolves, Chelsea, and Fulham.
Yeah. I think for me, they're the 3 points. Away from home, I don't know this United team. Away from home, they're bipolar.
Who are they?
Bipolar
Who are you?
I don't know you. But you know what it is, Lord. I don't know. Like at home, away from Brighton, I've said to people, listen, I don't think it's a win. I'll be honest with you. Like, if someone said to me yesterday, would you take a draw? I said, listen, man, if that's a reality, then that's a reality. Because this team away from home is so different to at home. At home, there's a control, there's a calmness, there's a feeling of, what we can get a couple of goals. Like, I think that we've had a couple of 0-0s this season, a couple of draws, but all in all, there's been a very, very good, positive outlook on Man United.
Do you remember? Obviously, we drew with Southampton. Who else did we draw with at Old Trafford this season?
Newcastle.
Oh yeah, we should have had a penalty. That penalty.
I know,
oh my God, the clearest penalty ever. That Sancho. I'm still in my head. That Sancho.
Rashford had a header that he should have scored. There's another one we drew. We got Southampton, Newcastle. One more, I think there is. Can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. Can somebody let us know in the comments? But Saeed, so you reckon you don't recognize the United team away from home, but at Old Trafford, you know who they are. They're stand up, yeah. So you're saying Wolverhampton on the 13th of May.
They're on holiday, man. You're not seeing them now. They're getting battered every minute now. They got battered. Yeah, Leeds. Remember that game?
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah, Leeds. Yeah.
Leeds.
Big up to the chat. Yeah, Leeds. Oh my God, I was fuming at that game. But honestly, listen, 2 more minutes. Yeah.
Everywhere they go. Leeds
get battered everywhere they go. And listen, I can't wait for them to go down. So I'm gonna ask you who you guys to go down as well in the Premier League. And shout out Gary O'Neill, by the way. What he's doing with Bournemouth, phenomenal.
He's got a clause in his contract, and the fans don't like it. Basically, he's got a clause in his contract, Gary O'Neill, that if he stayed up, that he would have one more year in the job. And the fans are like, hold on a minute. we thank him for what he's done, but next year we need a new manager. We need a top manager to survive next year. So they're not really happy, but fair play though. He's put a clause in there. You know what I mean? It's like the Glazers with the clauses. They put in the clause in there. He's put the clause in there. He's put the clause in there. That's fair play to him though. If he's
listen, I'm sorry, Bournemouth, but no new manager's gonna do with what he's doing with that squad. Who's doing with what? Have you seen their squad? Bournemouth, honestly, know where you are, guys. Know who you are. Nobody, no foreign manager, there's no magician out here who's gonna get the amount of games that he's won you this season. Gonna give you that. He's got you comfortably, and your rivals are going down. Your rivals, Southampton, are going down. But Tom, I'm gonna give it to you. Where does the 3 wins come from? Saeed's banking on home ones. He's banking on Wolves on the 13th, Chelsea on the 25th, and the last game of the season is Fulham. Where are the points, the 9 points coming from? Because what are we on now? We're on 63?
Honestly, if I'm being honest,
so let me give you the fixtures again. Let me give you the fixtures. Brighton Thursday away at 8 o'clock. West Ham on Sunday at 7 o'clock. And then we've got Wolves on Saturday, the 13th of May, and then we've got Bournemouth. So where does these 3 wins come for you? And how vital is it to get it before the cup final?
Honestly, in the only run-in in all those games that we just said, the only game that I think we could potentially have a banana skin or should is the Brighton game, because we know they want that vengeance. We know we want that revenge. And look, we can say what we want, but to save face and save mercies, if we'd have cooked that Spurs game and we just shut them out 3-0, job done, understood, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. Because a lot of fans would think, oh, well, look, now you've got another 3 points to the board, so you only need to win 2 more. And you can win 2 out of we should win, 2 out of the last 6, regardless of, who's playing or thinking or performances and stuff. But, it was like with the Villa game, like, we're scraping by, though. This is my thing. Like, we're scraping by at 1-0, and I've always said it for the whole season. We are 2 foot in front of goal. When Marcus Rashford doesn't score, or we don't have a magical Anthony, wonder goal in the top corner, like the goals are drying up. That's the problem. We don't consistently score. We're not brilliant at scoring from midfield. We don't have a number 9, so we're relying on wide players. That's the problem with us. But overall, when you take it from what we've done, you have to look at the season and think, well, the points that we can get now, like Saeed has said, the home points, I think, should be secured anyway. Because I bank on us when we're playing at home, the crowd, the atmosphere, we do it. But when we turn up to another team's gaff, we just stink the place out. Performance and personnel.
100%. 100%.
We just stink it out at the end of the day. Brighton's the only one where I think we could go there, and I think if we concede early, I think we'll fall apart. Like, and I know Stephanie's there making the comment there. I do think we can fall apart because PTSD with a lot of these players going there last season when we got slapped up 4-0. Like, those performances.
Don't remind me of that.
I don't want people to forget these performances, these little knee-jerk, when people call them blips, these can still happen from now to the end of the season. Remember that.
Oh yeah.
These teams, especially at home, mate, they ain't gonna mess about. Like, Brighton's got something to play for. West Ham have got something to play for. Some of these teams, Bournemouth, they've got things to play for. These teams at the end of the season, and that's the only concern for me. The only team in that running that don't have jack all to play for, because they're not going to go any higher and they're certainly not going to go any lower, as much as people might want to hope, is Chelsea. And at the end of the day, that's the only team they don't have now to play for at all. But at the end of the day, we should wipe the floor with a lot of these teams. We shouldn't be, we shouldn't be worrying about going away to the seaside to Bournemouth and thinking, oh mate, like Gary O'Neill, he's doing a brilliant job. This, that, the other. No, we should just turn up there, blow them away 3-0.
I think it's a fragile mentality, Tom.
It is the mentality. It's the mentality side, but it's also the fact of we don't have a natural goal scorer.
Yeah,
like we just don't. At the end of the day, the amount of chances and stuff. And look, my opinion anyway on one particular person has changed in the last 3 to 4 weeks anyway, and that is how influential Harry Kane could be to this team. Because love it or hate it, people, he's how can I say? He's the complete footballer. He can pass as a forward. He can score as a forward. He can get on headers. He can get on corners. Like he is the complete forward. The only issue is the age. Because I think if the age wasn't the issue, what can people really blow at Harry Kane? Nothing. Like there isn't anything. He'll give you the goals that we need. And at the end of the day, because we lack that goal scorer, and we are literally one banana skin of an injury up front away from going back to Wout Weghorst week in, week out, like it just sums it up. But like you lads have already said, like the energy against Aston Villa as well, like we ain't going to sustain that for the final games of the season, and we ain't. It's just not going to happen. But as we've said, the only thing I can, if you like, hope for is, do I expect us to go away to grounds like Brighton and Bournemouth to win?
I think we have to. I genuinely.
I think we have to, but I don't think we will. I think if we could, the only thing I can say, and it's,
we cannot get beat. We cannot get beat.
It's a matter. That's what I'm trying to say, Nuruddin. It is a small-minded mentality against those sort of clubs, but because they have something to play for, if we draw the game, do you know something, right? People will be disappointed because it's against that level of opposition. But I honestly wouldn't mind that because our away form this season has been shocking. It has been.
But we need to start changing it now with this season still.
This season,
yeah, we haven't got Europa. But Saeed, I'm going to ask you. Brighton obviously looked in fantastic. Did you do a watch along for them?
No, I didn't do the watch along, but I was watching it, mate. You know what, man? That was even their first team, you know. McAllister wasn't playing. Mitoma wasn't playing. You know, they had a few like big names out. Webster was on the bench. They had big names out, man.
Veltman, yeah.
Veltman, bro. Listen, man, they're a proper team, man. Like these guys don't play around, man. They got a good manager. We nullified them in the final. We nullified them. We stopped them through Wan-Bissaka. We stopped them, you know, in terms of like, you know, defensively we were very, very solid. But you know what, man? Like they're a very good team, man. I think this is the kind of game where, you know, when Newcastle, we beat them in the Carabao Cup final, and then they beat us in the game. It's going to be similar, man. I feel like they're going to come out and say, you know what, you lot beat us by luck in the final on penalties. One little Weghorst, come here now, you get here now, you, and they'll try and bully us. So I just think for me, we've got to be on it, man. I just want us to kind of be in the game. If you lose the game at the end, it's okay. But the manner of our away performances have been awful, giving the ball away. Just like everything that we do at home, you should be able to replicate away from home. It's the same principle. But yet when a little bit of struggle comes, and the going gets tough, bang, it's crumble. It's apple crumble.
The thing is, though, Said as well,
soft in the centre. We're very soft in the centre.
Ten Hag, though, when you think about it, it's his first season. He's getting to grips with the league still. I think we do need to educate ourselves on that. But
of course.
I don't think he knows the heritage of how hard it is to win away from home in the Premier League.
Yeah,
like you're not in the Netherlands. You're not going away to Heerenveen or wherever, and like it's a walk in the park and it's a dollop. Like he went up to St James's Park and thought he was going up there for a piss up with the Geordies. Like, and we got absolutely bopped around as Nuruddin, likes to claim to fame about it. The problem is, you go away to a club like Brighton where, do you know something, right? They don't actually have a lot, but their owners and their recruitment system has gave them a lot. And it's gave them this team, and it's gave them the manager that they have had today. And at the end of the day, De Zerbi would be a lot of people's replacements at a lot of football clubs right now. The liking of people, like you're hearing things like, at the end of the day, Spurs need a manager. Chelsea need a manager. Like, Liverpool are looking for a successor to Klopp. Pep, for example, me personally, De Zerbi, somebody like that, with a Manchester City team, like he's doing with Brighton now, like, mate, an open checkbook manager. That is the sort of person he is. He's an open checkbook manager. You give him whatever numbers you want, let him fit them into a style that he wants, and let him play his game. But the problem is, the only thing you can say with clubs like Brighton is, you go away and you go a goal behind. You best believe you can hope you can defend, and you don't leave the back door open wide when you're trying to go up the field. Because I ain't going away to Brighton and we're playing Harry Lindelof at the back. I'm sorry, it's not happening. And you're trying to play half-line football. You are going to be absolutely made mincemeat of at the end of the day.
100%. The biggest thing for me is that what Saeed said before, about being soft in the middle. The elements, Saeed, I'll give you 5 things that on the Ten Hag system that Man United have to have. 5 of these elements. If Man United don't have them, Manchester United do not have them, we get found out. It's aggression, intensity, winning your duels, battling for the second balls, and keeping the ball at times, not giving it away like a hot potato. Now, at critical moments in away games, that happens, and we start just all aspects of our game falls apart, Saeed, because we're not matching the team in terms of physicality, aggression, and intensity. If you don't have to play in the Ten Hag system, that is crucial. But to me, Ten Hag made a gamble. That's why the players' mentality is cowardly, but he's got to take a bit of the blame. So because he pushed the players aside, he didn't have to. He didn't have to play 60-something games with his squad that's got zero talent, zero strength and zero quality.
Yeah, there's a bit of, sometimes I feel like there's a bit of confusion when Ten Hag says things like, he said Anthony was he's played a lot of games, but then I'm like, Rashford has, Bruno has. So I don't know, maybe some players are so key to his system, like Bruno, like Rashford, that he can't afford them to go. Like Bruno Fernandes won't miss a game. If he has to play, he'll play on the right. Like he cannot, unless it's mathematically or simply not possible, then he won't, he has to play. So that's where it comes into it as well. So I think for me, it's about understanding the system. It's about knowing that we need a striker, like Tom says that. If you go get a striker, it will solve literally at least 60-70% of our problems, because that is goal scoring. The defensive part of it, I think we're doing all right now. It's obviously when we capitulate, we capitulate badly. But when we're on the front, when we have confidence, we're very, very assured of ourselves. We do have a strong back line. It's just about getting the goal scoring, and like even in the goal
difference. Look at the goal difference for this season. Like, do you know when you look at the end of a graph, when you see the league table and you see that plus, right? When you even see teams like Liverpool who've had an absolute atrocious season, they score for fun in some games, and it gets them out of jail with that. Man United, we don't have, like you said, like, people love it or hate. You take Harry Kane, mate. You put him in your team, he gets you 20, 30 goals a season. He's like, and 20, 30 goals a season can decide if you get a title or you don't. And we have to believe it as fans. Like, we're fortunate that the competition around us this season has been so poor, because look at Alexander Isak. Newcastle have 2 strikers that are better than ours at the moment in Wilson and Isak. 2 strikers. One on, one off, one off, one off, one off. City, we know this, like at the highest level, Alvarez and Haaland. And I know you've said it anyway, Nuruddin, when we did that, like 5 transfer predictions. You'd go for 2 strikers, you said, didn't you?
Yeah.
Like, the thing with someone like Harry Kane is, if people's worries about the age, well, you get Harry Kane and you get a younger, if you like, a development player. And I know Nuruddin said it many times about Sesko. Like, a duo like that, you have one off, one on. Like, it works. I don't try to do like wax on, wax off and everything like that. But look, you take the points that we've said, you get the goals from the positions that we do. The problem with us this season, we create enough chances. Right? That's never been the problem. We just don't have the goal scorers. We only have one goal scoring solution, and that's Marcus Rashford. Anthony's still developing. Martial, I don't even know what we can say he is. Like, he's a player who's developed but has not peaked at any point. Like, it's hard to label. Your Weghorst, who, well, listen, we know about this. I think the best thing he's ever done at Man United is put a jinx on Solly Marsh's ball when he took that penalty, mate. But I don't really know what else to say about him, to be honest.
Saeed, the biggest thing I say for me is that they're going to be looking for the revenge. We know that they're going to be looking for the revenge. How do we approach it? Do you think that's why Wan-Bissaka was rested? Anthony was rested? Do you think that's why?
Wan-Bissaka definitely. Wan-Bissaka was like, "Yo, Mitoma, man, you take a risk, and I'll wait for you, mate." But I think he had a poor game to be against Tottenham anyway. So
you know what? It's almost like Wan-Bissaka is that guy that with all these wingers in it globally. He's like, "I want violence. I want no peace. Yeah. I want violence."
So I think for me, it's one of them where I feel like ultimately, you know what I mean? It's going to be. It's going to be very interesting to see the plan as well from Ten Hag, because De Zerbi will hound us. One thing, we're going to get pressured. I think what Ten Hag does is when we get pressured, we don't have a plan. It's almost like the same. And I think you've caught it as well. Like, you know, when it's like 2 or 3-0, like, stop the bleeding. Like, or
Oh,
when it's 1-0 early on, what do you do then? Do you sit back a little bit and find yourselves and compose yourselves, or do we have a solution? Because I think when the heads go down, they go down badly. So that's one thing I want to see, because Brighton will absolutely, because they've got a chance of Europe, and De Zerbi and the fans, they'll be looking to make sure they get to that European positions, and it's possible more than ever. Probably the best chance they're ever going to get to play Europa League football next season, ever. So that is, and they've got 3 games on Tottenham as well. By the way, they've got 3 games on Tottenham, so they will want to do that. So for me, it's a big situation that we've got on our hands, man, in terms of Brighton being able to kind of be very, very, the positions they pick up, we've got to be stopping them. A lot of players are playing a lot of games. Can we freshen it up a little bit? Martial as well. I don't know what's going on with him, man. He's come back from the Wembley, but then he's just not kind of kicked on, has he? Like, it's not really kicked on, has he, since the injury? Let's be honest. Has he had the impact? When would you say his best game was since the injury? Would you say it's
15 minutes against Newcastle at the end, where we were already losing?
Yeah, that's it, really. And no, against Sevilla at home. Sevilla was
at home, he was good. Yeah.
But again, after that, it's not been I don't know. I just think he's missing.
Well, Rashford was missing for that couple of league games. I thought he played all right before Rashford came back. I thought he played all right. I thought he was good at Nottingham Forest. He was good at
Nottingham Forest. Yeah, away he was good.
He banged that. He could have scored with that header. But to be fair, you know what? There's a bit of a graveyard shift as well. We got to be honest. We don't really create many chances like other teams. I see Salah. He gets at least 5 chances in a game. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it is a bit, because our midfield is not set and sorted at times. But it is what it is, people. Listen, at the end of the day, I think Brighton are going to make it tough for us. To me, it will show me a lot how we handle the Brighton, what kind of game we're going to have at the cup final, Saeed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
Because they're going to try to use that crowd, move the ball about quickly, try to overload. We just got to solidly defend and hit them on the counter.
Facts.
They've got to.
But we I don't know. Are we clever like that though? That's the problem. Are we clever like that?
Have to be. Now, to be fair, at Wembley, we were clever.
Wembley, yeah. But in the league, away from home, apart from Fulham, but again, like I said to you, was very, very lucky at the end. Garnacho came on.
As well.
We're not very,
that was the last one.
Yeah, we're not very clever with that. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, we've got to be able to kind of be cute, smart, intelligent, and also be brave, man. Away from home, brave on the ball, because Brighton will be taking it away from us. They'll be trying to pencil, situations in. So we've got to be quick, smart.
100%.
Try and make sure you're not doing like rash decisions. Like control, composure. I want to see people composed
on the ball. 100%. 100%.
Don't flap.
100%. You know what? Big up to Garnacho, by the way. Congratulations to him and his partner.
Got a kid, man, already, man. That's fair play, man. I think that's a kid early as well. So
yeah. Man, listen, congratulations, man. Congratulations. Usually we'd be like, if you're a teenager, don't be having kids live ahead of you. But to be fair to him, he's already a millionaire without signing that.
Yeah. You're able to look after him.
You know what I mean? So he's that baby, by the money that his dad is earning already, will have a roof over and food to eat. You know what I mean? So not to worry in that sense. But I just genuinely hope that he sees Manchester United giving him that contract as a trust, and for him to get better and better. If we can get good 5 years out of him and he wants to go somewhere else, I don't mind that, Saeed. Give me that good 5 years. You understand what I'm saying to you? Don't just think now, because we're used to United players getting big contracts and next minute they just put their feet up. No, the big contract was an opportunity for you to go and showcase your talent, Tom. So it's going to be very interesting. For me, this Brighton game is a massive test for Man United, a huge test for Man United. Huge. To me, Man United cannot lose. We cannot lose. Brighton are good, but we cannot go out there and lose.
100%. That's the thing for me, though. You come out of that performance, you think, you know what? It's a draw. It's a point gained. The manner of it, obviously, if you don't want to bottle it, you know what I mean? That's just one thing you can't do. But the manner of it, I think you go and get there, get a decent draw. That's what the fan base will be kind of more kind of keen on. But again, it just depends on what this United team come on that day. You know what I mean? Who plays in that midfield? I think Eriksen, for me, I'm not sure about this number 8 role, I don't think he was great yesterday. I don't know what you guys think. I know he's going to say Zimmer frame and all this and that, but if he's not playing further forward, I don't want to see him in that 8 role, man. If we're not dominating a team, he's perfect when you're dominating the team. But when he's
Listen,
in that 8 and he gets
I'm
caught,
going to put, yeah. So, Said, I'm going to tell you now, I do not wish to see on Thursday Ericsson chasing McAllister back into our box. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Because there's only one winner there. Even Casado, I just genuinely do think this might be the game for Fred, because we're not going to have the ball anyway.
Nah, Fred looks off it, man. Fred looks off it. I don't know what it is,
No, he came on yesterday, to be fair. He put it on.
Oh, he gave a foul at the end. He gave a foul at the end.
No, that was Malacia.
But there was another one as well he gave. That was literally what do you call it? A cross that came in.
A free kick, cross, Listen, Saeed, I'm not going to lie to you. What he did against Spurs, every little hair that I had left, he all fell out with that anger. I was punching the walls. The effing walls, what he did against. He came on and basically started playing against us. Literally, he played in midfield. That game there, that last 15 minutes or 20 minutes of that game, he was playing for Spurs. He was like giving them the ball every minute. I'm like, you know what team? You know what team you're playing for?
No, but the thing is, though, I think with Fred, though, I don't know, man. I think the manager's got tired of him as well. I think he loves him, but then he's almost like, brother, come on, man.
To be fair, I think he's already carrying an injury as well. I think he's been playing with injuries.
You keep saying his injuries. He's not injured.
I'm telling you, you know what it is? In the game where we needed him, he wasn't even on the bench. He wasn't even in the squad. And then Ten Hag, because you know what Ten Hag's like, innit? When he gets asked press conferences, innit? Who's injured and stuff like that. He likes to keep things secret. Oh, well, no, we don't know.
Why does he keep playing people? Like there's certain players that, Martial, when you're in a game where it's high intensity, Fred as well, you don't bring them on, because then they can't understand it, can they?
It takes some time to catch up. You have to start those plays and then take them off.
Yes. You don't do that. So I don't know. I just think for me, it's one of them where United on Thursday, this top 4 could be secured soon. Liverpool, I looked at him yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. They're still awful. I don't care what anybody says. Like they're still bad. Van Dijk, I think they've still got a few losses in them. I think Brentford did they play Brentford on Wednesday or Thursday? When did they play Brentford on Saturday or this weekend?
Let me just check.
I think it's on Saturday. I think
Liverpool fixtures. I think it's Saturday 5:30. Is it?
I think it's the later game. Yeah.
Yeah. So they play Fulham this weekend. Wednesday. Sorry, my bad. Fulham on Wednesday.
And and the other games, Arsenal against Newcastle. Is it Arsenal playing on Thursday or this week?
Tuesday,
they're playing Newcastle, isn't it?
Tomorrow they're playing, bro.
You doing a watch along for that, Saeed?
Sorry?
You doing a watch along for that?
Arsenal game, Arsenal. Definitely tomorrow, Arsenal, Chelsea. But
what do you think to that? Big up, Jarvis. Thanks for joining us.
Jarvis, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. How are you, Saeed?
Yeah, good. Not gonna lie to you, man. I'm all good. You know what I mean? Big win yesterday, protest obviously and whatnot. So very, very good high, man. I'm feeling good this morning, man. I can't lie to you. But in terms of what you just said there, Liverpool, Arsenal game. I think Arsenal have lost it, man. I think Chelsea though, they should batter Chelsea tomorrow. I think we're gonna see a reaction tomorrow from Arsenal. I really do.
But then their next game's Newcastle, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes. That's where we hope for Arsenal to get some 3 points there as well.
Yeah. PTSD make the bottom of that top 4 last year.
How many points are they clear now of City? How many points are City clear of Arsenal now?
If City win the game, I think they're 2, aren't they?
2, yeah. But if they win tomorrow, they're back to top. But obviously, City play on Wednesday as well. Their game in hand. Then City play on Saturday against someone as well. So listen.
Okay. Listen, no, they're 1 point clear of them, but City have got a game in hand. That's the thing. City have got a game in hand, innit? And points, you'd rather have points on the board than games in hand. But Jarvis, where are the next 9 points coming from?
I've been saying it all the time. We need 71 points. We had 4 home games, and now we just need to win the 3 remaining home games. It's Fulham, Chelsea, and what's the last one?
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, Wolves. So if we win those 3, we will be fine. But I don't think we will lose the away games either. So I'm very confident that we will get top 4, and I think we will maybe get 75 to 78 points if we are on schedule.
Yeah, what's a good point there. Jarvis. You look like Gary Oldman from what film was it? Is it Batman? Is it Batman?
Yeah. I look like many people.
Listen, it looks like Rick Ashley, mate. Rick
Rick
Ashley.
Ashley.
Never gonna let you. Look. He's got it. He's got it written behind him. Java, show Saeed. Show him. Look.
Oh, is it?
He's got that 80s pop classic.
Never gonna give you up. Oh wow!
Never gonna let you down.
Yeah.
In the old Newton Heat colors.
In Newton Heat colors,
green.
Glazers out colors, man. Big up there to Jarvis as well, his friend. Need to introduce you to Mick Ruby as well, Saeed. Sick guy, mate. Sweden. We got two Scandinavian, one brother in Norway, the other brother is
yeah,
Sweden,
man. Big
Shout
up, man.
Shout out, man.
Community Scandinavia, man. United got a big community, man. Obviously because of Ollie, and obviously, we used to have
Ronnie Johnson, one of the best centre-halves we had, mate.
Yeah, man.
Very injury prone, but a fantastic player for us. We're going to do it when the season ends. We're going to invite you to that show, Saeed. We're going to do Scandinavian best 11, Manchester United Scandinavian best 11.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Jesper Olsen, do you remember him? 87.
Yep.
He was great. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was a little magician.
Yeah. And we've already got one. We've got the youth kid, Jolson, the kid in it looks a bit like Modric. The way he plays football, it looks like a bit like Modric. Yeah, fantastic player. I think he's Norwegian. Yeah, is he Norwegian? I think he's Norwegian.
No, you're thinking about Isaac.
No, we're talking about a youth player that Man United have. I forgot his name, but we've got one of these youth players.
Jasper Olsen, I think he is. Jasper Olsen. I think Craig did it there.
No, he's young player. He's in the youth team. He was in the same team Garnacho that won the Youth Cup. But he's a really good player. But I forgot what his name is. I think he might be Norwegian. He's definitely Scandinavian. That's right. Yeah, but we
have that guy from Tromsø, where I'm from, up in the northern Norway. Isaac Oren.
Yeah.
He came on he started the youth final on the left wing. I think it was a left winger or forward. He had a great final. But he was subbed off after 70 minutes.
Hansen, that's it.
Hansen, Hansen, yes.
Is he Norwegian?
He's Norwegian. His mother club is Tromsø. The most northern elite team in Europe football.
Wow, there you go. See, he's from that kid there, Saeed, is from the same region as Jarvis.
Yeah.
He plays like Modric. Honestly, when he's on the ball, he's got the shape of a Modric, like really low sense of gravity, can go in and out. But we hope and pray for him to get better, to get better and improve. But Saeed, listen, I know you have to go. Are you doing Big Six tonight, or are you doing a watch?
Yeah, Big Six. Yeah, Big Six.
Man, listen, make sure you cook them, mate. Cook Toby for me.
No, Toby's. The thing is, he's had enough, though, man. He's almost like giving up with Tottenham, man. Fair play to him, innit? Chelsea, like I said, with United, man, they're all scared, innit, man? They know that United next season.
So who's on now? So the only people that can talk to you in the Big Six is the City fan, innit? Nobody else can talk
City fan,
to you.
yeah, basically, that's all. We've had a better season than pretty much all of them. You know what I mean? So nobody else can really talk to us, innit, really?
So he's got the cigar, yeah. So he's got the cigar. If
we win the FA Cup, I'll tell you what, man. Please.
I'm telling you now, if we beat them, if we win the FA Cup, Big Steve, me and you are going to see him.
Okay.
Nah, no words.
I know where he lives,
and even if they beat us, I'm happy to turn up as well. I'm happy to turn up.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right, then.
Nuruddin.
Like the video, people, man.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
I have two rascals tripping here. Can I just come on the screen and say hi?
Oh, they can come and say hi. Of course they can. Big up, Saeed. Go and check out the Straight Jacket podcast. Hey, hello. Oh, what a shit. Hello, guys. How you doing?
I'll say hi.
Ah, there you go. You're on a therapy channel. It's called United Real Therapy. Check your kits out. Brilliant kits.
Yeah. And they're future Man United fans.
Of course, they're the future. And that's what we need to do. That's why we got to protest. We got to do what we got to do. Do you both play football? Do you like football? You play? Yeah. That's good. Football, sport, you can't go wrong. You got to listen to your dad and your mum, but you can't go wrong being part of a team and enjoying sport. That's the most important thing when you're young. That's how you make friends. That's how you build confidence and resilience. So make sure you get involved in sport, okay? Put the iPad down, put the phones down, play football, especially in the summer.
Vi kaller det. Si bye.
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 Bye. They're so cute, Jarvis.
Okay.
Hey, smash a like, smash Junior Jarvis, mate. Smash a like, man. Smash a like for the video for Jarvis's kids, man. Absolutely super cute, both of them. Oh, absolutely adorable, man. You're the coolest dad I know, Jarvis. I'm telling you, bro.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Thank
coolest
you.
dad I know. The coolest dad I know, man. And I'm telling you, they know like what it means. I can't wait to meet them. Hopefully, in the future, when they come with you to come and watch a game, that'll be amazing for them to go to the stadium. Hopefully, by then we'll have a new stadium and new infrastructure and all of that, which will be really interesting. Yeah,
100,000.
yeah. And anybody who's got kids, honestly, take them to gymnastics, because gymnastics, whatever the age groups, are longer there, some of them, even if they're 10 years old, take them, because gymnastics gives them agility, balance, coordination, and they can take those 3 elements to any sport. See, my sports degree head talking right now. My sports degree head. Honestly, and getting your kids involved in sport is the best thing you could ever do for them. The best thing. I tell you now, football saved my life. I'm not going to say that. I'm not being dramatic, but I'm telling you straight, football saved my life. And I still am friends with the people that I play football with since I was 9 years old. You hear one of them on the channel, Bumbaye. Been playing with that guy since I was 9 years old. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's what it's going to be. But Jarvis, honestly, big, tough game. Massive, tough game on Thursday. We're going to do the preview, hopefully, on Wednesday. But for me, it will say a lot where the team is right now. Because we're not playing, you know what I mean? It's what we're today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then 3 days we can play. You know what I mean? We've actually got 3 complete days. Today they had a day off. They'll be back in tomorrow for a bit of training. Wednesday, looking at analyzing Brighton. We've just played them, so the analysis will be the same. But going there, we cannot get beat. I genuinely do not get beat. What I want to do, I want to be comfortable going into that cup final, not risking too many players. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, it will be better that we have 9 points in the next 3 games, and we can just relax the last 3 games, and we can just prepare for the final and go out in 110 kilometers an hour to beat City.
Exactly. We won that game for us to leave everything on the pitch. If they're a better team on the day than us, fair play. But we want to lose in the right way. We want to lose in the right way, 100%.
No, we're not going to lose. We're going to beat City. You know, I
know
feel
what?
it.
Honestly, I'm not lying to you. I've got that funny feeling as well. If they're either whack us, they're either going to smash us, or we're going to win that game. It's going to go. It's only with Man United in big games. It's only 2 ways. We either get whacked or we win.
Yeah, but you know, we have the big occasion players like Varane, and Varane will be back to the final. I read about it, and he will probably be back. And we have Casemiro, and we have players who want to step up and do. You saw Casemiro in the penalty shootout. You know, we have leaders who can take responsibility, and I think we have the experience to beat City in the final.
And I think, and you already saw as well, Casemiro having a go at Bruno for giving the ball away in the last minute against Villa yesterday. You saw that. Big up Alien. Tell me what are you here for the 13th? Are you here for the 13th? What game are you at? I'm not seeing you for a couple of games, so big up to you. Scholesy today, I've got blood dripping. I can notice little blood everywhere. Scholes caught a pigeon, bought the pigeon home, a massive pigeon. I had to literally price the pigeon away from his mouth and let the pigeon go. Crazy. So it's been a crazy day. But big up to Jarvis for jumping on. Big up to every one of you. Go and check out Armchair. Is it Armchair Sports?
Weekly Armchair Sports Talk.
Weekly Armchair Sports. So go and check that out. And obviously is Bowley 77 BOLE. Go and make sure you give him a follow on Twitter. Big up to every one of you. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. I think we're 710. We're what? We are 290 away from 10,000. So let's go, people. The road to 10,000. So hopefully see you, Alien Tenno, soon as well. Danny van der Beek apparently will be back before the season ends. Wow. And somebody said to me that he reckons he might be able to come back for the final. What's his name? Lissandro. And I'm like, whoa, we need him to fully recover. But apparently he wants to get back before for the final. Apparently that's that's what he's training for at the moment, doing lots of physio work, doing a lot of pull work and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see how his bones mend, because it's a very fragile part of the feet. So it's going to be very interesting. But
yeah, but we don't want to bring them back too soon. You remember what happened to Zlatan? He was like the lion and whatever. So he came back, but he went straight back to injury. So it's not a good idea. Just let the guys rest and be fully fit for next season. We can handle it with Shaw and Lindelof. They are doing great at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. Big up, Jarvis. Thank you so much, brother. Always jumping on. Love and light. And we'll see you the next. So it says, I'm at the Wolves, Chelsea, and both finals, men and women. Oh, Alien, I need a ticket for the FA Cup final, man. I'm hopefully trying to get a ticket for the women. I can get a ticket for the women, but I need a ticket for the men. So have a word, lad. Have a word. I really want to go to that final. If not, it's fine. But big up to everybody. If not, actually, I'll log on Saeed's channel and we'll do a watch along. Don't worry. Me and Jarvis will be on there doing a watch along.
Cool.
Big up to everybody. Love and light. Anything else to say, Jarvis? Last word?
No, we're good. We're happy with the protest yesterday and the win. So we have a couple of days of rest now, and we will prepare for the next game.
That's it. Peace, love, light. Jim, the Ratcliffe out. Glaze is out. Bankers out. Let's go, people. Road to Brighton and a road to 10K on this channel. This is your channel. This is your community. Anybody who wants to come on the show, you just got to let me know. Peace, love, light. Take care, people. And yeah, if you want to give us a follow as well, check that out on here. There you go. And Jarvis, again, Jarvis, it is Bowley, BOLE77 on Twitter. Check him out on there as well. And he's always appearing on Armchair Sports.
Weekly Armchair Sports and Mick's channel. Everybody knows Mick, so come to his channel.
And make sure you go and subscribe to Mick Ruby as well. I was on his channel earlier. I saw his thing late, but I was on his channel earlier for about half an hour. So go and check out it's called Man UFC Realist TV.
Yeah.
Man UFC
Realist TV.
Yeah, go and check that out. And go and check out Weekly Armchair Sports as well. Go and give that a subscribe. Love and light, people. Big up to Stephanie. Big up to everybody. Salam Nuri waffling. You waffling Graze the laugh will bring us back to the top and dominate the world of football. Unlike Fergie, who had 2 Champions Leagues and 20-year-old 20-odd years. Lol. I don't know. Wow. Wow. How much are you getting paid, Harris, from Jid Ratcliffe? Is that you? Is that you, Neil Ashton? It is what it is. But you know what? We welcome every different opinion. To me, Jim the Ratcliffe wants to go to bed with the Glazers. I don't want him anywhere near this football club. Big up. Take care.
Peace.
Smash a like for Jarvis Juniors, mate. Smash a like for them. Peace. Good night, people.